I always feel like I'm the best to ever play this game, but, you know, there's so many other great ones, and I'm happy to just be a part of their journey.
For me, it could be compared to Michael, Magic, you know, Kobe, all the ones that's making so success in the league. You know, it's great, and I'm going to just keep working hard. And someday, it could be another one that could be compared to me.
It's just been a pleasure to be in this league for 20 years, and however long able to go, whatever the case may be, I've had a hell of a ride.
I'm a little bit jealous of LeBron, and let me tell you why. We're all part of the barbershop talk. Greatest analyst, one of the greatest shooters, greatest power forward, one of the most dominant big men, but I would love to have my conversations the greatest of all time. I'm not in that conversation. He is. Kobe Bryant is. Michael Jordan is. And I ask people this all the time. I even checked this the other day. When he passes up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in points, what you going to say about LeBron? Is he the greatest player of all time? Is he one of the greatest players?
The whole LeBron thing bothers me because he's one of the greatest of all time. It just looks like we keep trying to find why he's not great. Like we every day you turn on ESPN or any of these, we keep looking at why LeBron is not great instead of celebrating his greatness.
And so now I watch his game and I say, does he have a weakness in his game? And I start from the rim all the way back to half court. He can do everything. Well, no, let's take it even back. Let's take it all the way back from the rebound, right? He does everything now. So now he's good at everything. He's shooting high 40 and 3 points now. And his range is out to the logo, right? You know him mid-range. He can post you up. He can face you up. He's still going to dunk on you. His ability to see the floor now is so much, it's better now because he's seen every coverage. Like, it's at the point now where I'm looking at this guy and say, I've never seen nobody get better at 36 years old. Like, this doesn't happen. And I feel like this is the best, as a fan now, I'm watching, I think this is the best LeBron that I've seen. And he's not jumping over, hitting his elbow on the rim. He's just hitting his right here on the rim now, you know? But it's changed, but I've never seen this before.
I'm a fan of Bron's. It's a phenomenal player, but it was just something about his game this year to where I look like, I said, damn, man, if what I'm seeing out of dude and some of the moves that he was making this year, if he had developed that earlier in his career, man, look at here. Look at here, bro. He was already scary, but damn, to add some more into his bag, because it's crazy that this man his bag has gotten deeper in year 19.
When I grew up, we celebrated our stars. Yeah. You know, we celebrated our heroes. And now we don't even let them be stars or heroes. We're tearing them apart. The people who were criticizing them were 55, you know, and they were looking at it through the lens of a 55-year-old, where they've seen these mistakes and they've seen all the experience and they've gone through all the experiences of life. And they thought LeBron should know at 20, at 25 even, you know, that he should know how to lead a team. He should know how to talk to players when they're down. No, you don't. You learn that with life.
And it's hard to be LeBron James or any superstar in any entertainment, sport, athletic or business industry, because all eyes are on you. But he's handled it extremely well. We gave the keys to the whole entire business to an 18-year-old kid, and now he's 38 years old and he's still dominating. I don't think we should be surprised. I think we should congratulate him and celebrate him as much as possible. Continue to, enjoy the shows that he put on, because it's not going to be for too much longer, whenever he decides to play. But I'm enjoying the show, and I wish we could have got a chance to play against one another. But, who knows what could happen down the line. So
it's hard to overstate how insane it is that he's in his 20th year doing this. And I know there's advancements in science and all this stuff.
Yeah,
and
no, that's not it. That's not it.
He's 38 years old.
Fuck them advancements in
science. And he could lead the league in scoring.
Yeah.
Like, when we were younger, we think about, older LeBron, what does he look like? Maybe he's like this slow center. No, he's still playing like LeBron.
Yo, because we all said that. Because a lot of people felt like, because that Bron's skills wasn't equal to his athleticism. But he ain't 9 threes the other night.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's adapted his game to shooting a little bit more than what he did back earlier in his career. And he still got that youthful energy.
Yeah.
He popping around everywhere, diving over the fucking front row, still taking off on people. It's inspiring to see.
Yeah.
As a competitor, it's like, man, fuck that. I could do that shit too. But then it's like, damn, he's in year 20.
Yeah.
He's 38 years old. He goes through so much.
Yeah.
You know, off the floor as just a man in general, with family. He got so many responsibilities. Still love the game. Still getting up, playing back-to-backs and shit. Still playing 40 minutes. It's like, man, salute to that.
It's hard to have that conversation about the greatest of all time when a man is still putting on his jersey, right? But when he's done, his lineup, his statistical lineup is going to be the greatest that's ever played the game when it comes to scoring, assists, rebounds, so forth and so on. I come from a Jordan era. I am biased, and I'm going to be a bias to the day I pass away. Michael Jordan will be my GOAT, but that doesn't mean I'm not taking anything away from LeBron. LeBron is amazing, but Michael Jordan is my GOAT. I play basketball because of Michael Jordan.
Yeah. When he needs to average 16 points this year to pass up Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You talking about LeBron?
Yeah.
LeBron,
So if he passes up the great Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in points, does that make him the best player ever?
No.
All right. So hold on. Okay. No, you say no. So if somebody is better than me and I pass them up, are they really better than me? Just asking.
He averaged 20 points a game as a rookie, and it only went up each year after that. And every time it would be like LeBron's the first to score this amount of points, so first to do that, you know what I'm saying? So I felt like he had the time and he was already the talent for one. And it was just a matter of if he wanted to play that long.
If you don't have killer instinct, how you get 38,000 points?
Yes, sir.
I'm just asking. Just asking.
I'm not like a natural scorer. I love getting my guys involved. I've always been that type of guy. And to sit at the top of the food chain and the most points scored in the history of the game is like, it's weird to me. Like, they don't ever call me. They don't never call me. When they talk about the best scorers of all time, they never mention my name.
Did it piss you off?
Yeah, it pissed me off.
Who's the greatest scorer of this era? Is it Steph? Is it James? KD?
LeBron James.
Scorer.
LeBron James.
Not player, scorer.
I hear exactly what you're saying. And people might disagree with me, but understand this. The greatest scorer is not only its consistency, its longevity, and its amount. He passed Michael Jordan 3 seasons ago, and he's going to add to that, right? Or before his career ends. So to pass LeBron James in all-time playoff scoring records, somebody is going to have to do what? Average 30 points a game and go to like 13 NBA finals. That shit's not gonna be broken. The playoff one's not, and then he's gonna pass Kareem. So as much as we don't view him as a scorer, right? Like Steph's greatest shooter, Kevin Durant's greatest like weapon as a scorer because he's so big, but like who's the greatest scorer? He's number 4 all time right now.
I didn't think he would want to play this long. That's the thing.
Yeah, I didn't
think he would want to play 20 years until he's 38 and feel like he want to play 25 years now. You know what I'm saying? I didn't think he would. Because that's what it takes to beat those records is longevity, you know what I'm saying? So it was a surprise more that he wanted to play this long more so than him as a player breaking a record.
LeBron James, we can talk about his longevity, and that's part of the reason he's breaking this record. He's got the 5th highest career scoring average all time in the NBA. Better career shooting percentage from 2 than Kevin Durant, way better than Kobe, better than Jordan, 9th all time in threes. On top of that, he's 4th all time in assists. I just the constant narrative about nitpicking things with LeBron, most of them are just not factual. LeBron James is not clutch, right? That's another thing that people bring up all the time. LeBron James, 2nd most game-tying or game-winning shots inside the final minute of the fourth quarter or overtime. Kobe's number 1. They're the only 2 guys that have more than 80. Kobe has 88. LeBron has 81. LeBron James has 5 game-winning buzzer beaters in the playoffs, the most ever in NBA history. I don't know where people are coming up with these. LeBron James, is he an all-time great scorer? No, he is the all-time greatest scorer.
The great thing about LeBron, he brings it every single night for 20 years.
Right.
Because them Cleveland teams, he had to bring it.
Yeah.
He put them on his back. Right. That's hard.
Yeah.
And he did that and took them to the finals.
Yes.
Oh, man. They didn't have clearly enough talent to be in the NBA
2007,
finals.
they had no business in the NBA finals.
That's right.
I always look at guys from my era, like I thought I would never compare somebody to Michael Jordan. But this guy, LeBron James,
from a basketball, like, he does everything well. What didn't Michael do well? Michael did everything well. LeBron James just bigger, stronger, faster. That's the only difference.
Do you think having this conversation sometimes takes away from what LeBron has accomplished?
Yes, because he's not done. And we're talking about everything he's doing now, right? We talk about the GOAT, the greatest of all time. That's when a player is done, and now you can put their resume versus the next resume. Right now, we've been talking about LeBron as a GOAT since 2010. We're 2021. This man still got another 5 years to play if God willing, he don't get hurt. So, like what I said, he will be a GOAT. Someone's going to say LeBron's my GOAT, hands down, nothing else. Just like I say Jordan's my GOAT. It's generational GOATs.
Well, since I was in ninth grade and I turned on ESPN one day, LeBron James was the guy that people said is the next Jordan. In my mind, I was like, this is the best player. So I have to be as good as this, or I have to look him in the eyes at some point in my career. So, that was always in the back of my mind as I worked, as I played games. I wondered, because that's what was told to me, that was the new guy. That was the next Jordan. So
the dude came in at, 17, 18 years old. Already had the hype. They already compared him to Mike. They compared this motherfucker to everyone. And all he did was carve out his own space. This motherfucker did all this, and ain't no controversy, bro. All he doing is uplifting, speaking, doing his part, his role, responsibility from the time he was 18 years old. Do this motherfucker get a year off? And when he got in it, you got to think it was Kobe, it was Garnett, the league was flourishing. And you know what I mean? And he
Tim
came
Duncan,
in and he carried his own.
There is no denying his greatness in terms of what he can do on the court. And sometimes even when you're playing against him, you're in awe because it's the way he can control the tempo of the game, the way he can dominate scoring, passing, just his overall just presence and his IQ, all that stuff. We all talk about it. And you have to appreciate your competition if you want to beat them, because there's got to be that, as coach would call it, the appropriate fear.
Absolutely.
But,
for me, Michael's the greatest player ever, but LeBron is going to have the greatest career ever.
Yes.
And what he's doing right now is incredible. So it's unbelievable.
I get asked all the time about, MJ, LeBron, and it's such a difficult question to ask. All I know is they're the two best players that I've ever witnessed. They're very different, but however you want to rank them, they're right there together.
That's what people got to understand. It's a lot of great players that play sports, but it's eras of GOATs. And everyone want to make one GOAT. It's impossible to make one GOAT, because as great as LeBron is, it will be another.
I was a huge Michael Jordan fan. That was the mythical. I've never seen full games or seen him play in person. All you get are these highlights. You got game winners. You used to got him locking people up. You got him dunking. And in my head, I'm like, oh, he does it all. This is the best dude to ever do it. And then LeBron comes in 2003, and we start watching him. And then I get older and I start realizing more about basketball, and my mind for the game understands how hard certain stuff is. And I don't know when it changed, but there was somewhere around the year 6, 7, 8 for LeBron where I was like, yeah, this dude's got to be the best basketball player to ever play. There's nobody that can do what he's doing. And then he did it for another 10 years. So it was well, what do you want him to do? Dude's amazing.
We're all gonna miss him. I played against MJ, but I was sad when he left. But man, I'm gonna be sad when Bron goes, because I just love watching dude play. He's so fun to watch. Whether it's his scoring or his passing, just how he creates an environment around his team that it just looks fun to be a part of.
Right. We have never seen in the NBA a player like LeBron James, and he breaks a record every single night just to remind you that you've never seen this before. Some people will have a record and they'll dominate in one category, but this dude is dominating. He's in the top 10, Shannon, in every single category. That's never happened.
Right.
When it's all said and done, it's going to be hard for people to look back 10 years from now and say he wasn't the best?
I think LeBron has been a tremendous basketball player, not only for himself, but for the league, and also for Cleveland. You know, it's just hard for me to say that he's anything but the top.
As far as playing basketball, you got to enjoy this guy. If you're a basketball fan, you got to sit back and go, wow, how did he do that? Or I always say, boy, I wish I had his speed.
Yeah.
You know? But some of the stuff that kid does out there, he's by far, you know, Kobe was always my favorite since I got out.
I don't like that, by the way.
But LeBron James is by far our best player in this league. I don't think there's really anyone next to him. I think he's there, then you go down the list.
You know, when we came here 3 years ago in the first meeting, we weren't fearful of his shot. We were fearful of his power and his penetration and his passing. But now you fear everything. And I think maybe the greatest testament to LeBron is that, 5 years ago, he was one of the top 5 players of all time. From 5 years ago till now, it seems like he's 10 times better because he's added so much skill to his game.
MJ is MJ. Like, we all wanted to be like Mike. Like, I wear 23. Come on now. Like, we all want to be like Mike. But what LeBron has been able to do and how he can control a game and to do it this long, like, MJ retired. Like, this shit's grueling. Like, going to the finals year after year after year. Brian went 8 or 9 straight years.
9 straight.
Like, MJ took a break right in the heat of that shit. Brian ain't taking no break. You know what he did? Went again and again and again and again.
With different guys every time.
And again. So, for me, that's why it's Brian over MJ for me. And on top of that, the talent nowadays is way better. And I'm sure one of the old going to say, you out of your mind, and this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. The talent is way better.
You know, Bron is, my GOAT.
Is he? Oh, let's talk about that.
The fact that he can play all 5 positions, the fact that he's done this shit for 17 years consistently, no drop off at any time. And we've been saying, well, not we,
you can
the
decide,
media.
you big teething right now, like you really feeling this.
But I'm saying,
he's
the best all-around player of all time. It's not far.
Oh yeah, there's no question.
All right,
I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But if you ask me, I got to start an organization, and I need a bad motherfucker.
Him.
No, I'm going with Mike.
Okay.
But outside of that, it's him, dog. Hands down. Over Magic, Bird, all of them.
LeBron is in a class of his own. He is absolutely unique. He's Michael. He's Magic. He's Kobe. He's Jerry West. He's Bill Russell. You take all of these great players and you put them in a blender, mix them up. LeBron's got something of all of them in him.
The difference between Michael and LeBron, when Michael came in the league, he surprised everybody how great he was. When LeBron came in the league, they expected him to be great, so it was already on him. Michael, in some ways, we allowed him to grow into greatness. We didn't allow LeBron that, and he still overachieved. LeBron is better than anyone ever thought, which is amazing. When you think, if you read it, you should go back and read the articles about LeBron coming into the NBA and then say he overachieved that, it's remarkable. He rarely gets hurt. He always shows up. He's had some of the biggest clutch games in NBA history, yet no one knows it. It's incredible. I think LeBron's gonna be one of those guys when he retires in 10 years from now, people are gonna say, man, LeBron James was one of the best players ever. And we're gonna be back saying, we were trying to tell you that 20 years ago, you're too busy telling us that he wasn't.
From the time that he first came in the league, his debut in Sacramento where he was attacking the rim with, ferocity and finishing. And as you can see here, when he had that phenomenal second half against us, we went to 5th straight conference finals at that moment. We didn't play 500 games in 5 seasons. We in quicksand, my man putting the turbo button on, and he's still doing that.
It's like he hitting the R1 on you.
He's still hitting the turbo button to this day.
Man.
And
we've been spoiled.
It's just been remarkable what he's been able to do. And not only that, he came into the league with a lot on his shoulders. Everybody was saying this is the next guy, and he's been able to withstand and hold that and be great.
Like this is that he's more. It was funny. He's more complete.
Yeah, he's more complete. There you go. So he didn't lose his athleticism. And take care of his body, like he does an amazing job, but the man above said, boom, you're blessed. He has it's nothing in his mind. He don't think about shooting a logo pull-up because he doesn't have, like back when he was even in his prime, when he was the best MVP, he still had a lock in certain things, whether it was in his three-point shot or whether it was in his free throw, whatever it is. He doesn't have a lock anymore. The only thing that he ain't doing is shooting 90% from the free throw line. That's the only thing left for this man to do. Outside of that, he can do everything else on the floor.
LeBron came into the league, yo. First game in Indiana. Oh, I was so pissed. First game in Indiana, he gave me 25. He went to the fans and said, "This is your best defender." I heard this, right? I'm fucking furious.
I know you furious.
I walked the other way. I'm like, this kid is great. I got out of this kid is fucking really good. But I'm super fucking pissed he disrespect me, and I want to walk up to this motherfucker, and but he bust my ass, right?
He done to all of us.
So he, you know what I'm saying? First game. So that was like, wow, this is crazy. But like LeBron, when I first started guarding LeBron, I didn't really know what he was going to do, and he was quite successful, but it was still like, it wasn't as predictable, which made it a little harder. But Jordan, I knew exactly what he going to do. And then Kobe was pretty difficult too. I mean, those guys are. But if I had to give it to one, I would probably say Jordan. And maybe tie with LeBron and Kobe.
Man, I rank him up there, man, with Kobe, Mike. I mean, some of the things that he accomplished, and he's still playing, and he got time to do some more.
Right.
I mean, he's special, man. I mean, you think about it, man. He done played 15 years, and he's still playing just as many minutes as he started.
Don't think we give him enough credit.
I mean, it's almost like scary, man. I mean, not to rank him as one of the best to ever play.
Right.
I mean,
I remember first time playing against him in the actual game. He was so much bigger and stronger than everybody at that position. And me and Tayshaun was sitting on the bench because, at that time he was a pass-first type of guy. He still is a pass-first type of guy. And we were like, hey, you know what, we better beat up on him now because once he figures it out, we ain't going to have a chance. And in that playoff game, he kind of figured it out and had 25 straight points on us. I looked at Tay, I said, Tay, bro, he figured it out, man. That might have been our last time the year before that of beating up on LeBron James because now this kid is about to take over the league.
I will say this, though. I thought LeBron early in his career was he just came out and played. Like, he was just better than everybody. Where I give LeBron a ton of credit, and it's funny, Paul Pierce and I were talking about it, and Kevin, at Paul's retirement, how the Cleveland LeBron was so much different than the Miami LeBron. The Cleveland LeBron, we would run plays and he would get food. We could trick him. We could do things. Sometimes his athletic ability and his instincts would figure it out anyway. The Miami LeBron was a student of the game. He was prepared.
He's transformed so many times, but I feel that second year, I think he was on another planet. And it got to the point where we were just I'm a pretty good basketball player. But I'm kind of just watching him do his thing right now because I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know where he is, but mentally, I mean, he was like shooting 60% for weeks, and I mean, he wasn't missing. He made it easy. Then it's all right, cool. I'll be here on defense, getting some stops. I'll be open whenever you guys need me.
And the player to coach against, and one most difficult and going through him in the playoffs was LeBron James. This guy was looking in your mouth like right there and just was telling the players exactly what was going to happen on the play that you called.
But that changed, and you know this. Like, we beat him a couple times when he was in Cleveland. He was not that way. I've never seen a change in a player. I knew we were in trouble in Miami when we were coaching. When he was in Cleveland, he was just playing basketball. Right. We get to Miami, and he's in Miami now, and he's calling our plays out. He's just staring over at our bench. He's reading stuff, and I remember saying, "Oh, this is not good."
Great. I mean, I remember for years I always caught so much flack, us being the better team or whatever we was at one point in the Eastern Conference Finals, and people not realizing like it's tough to get past this motherfucker. I don't care who you are. You know what I mean? And see him come to the West and be able to do the same thing. It's a testament to his greatness and, you know, his IQ to the game.
Because LeBron is tough to deal with on the floor. So we need wins. So, like, I want him to play.
Yeah.
For sure. But when he's not out there, the game is definitely easier for us. You know, not having him out there on the floor is less of a headache.
I remember the distinct moment sitting next to Thibodeau, and we call a play, and he's calling out our actions. 21 down, they're going over here, and this is LeBron in Miami. In Cleveland, he didn't know what we were running, didn't study it. And it was amazing. It was a sad and proud moment at the same time. Sad because I was thinking, this is not good for us. Proud that I was thinking, he's become a student. He's learned that, you know, it takes more than just ability to win. And you knew it was coming. You knew he was going to start winning.
The one thing I don't leave this game with is any idea whatsoever what to do with him. You know, as a coach, you're supposed to have some idea. I don't have a clue, okay? I don't. When we double-teamed him, he made the right play every time. When we didn't double-team him, he made every jump shot he took, it seemed like, and then he gets the ball to the basket and draws fouls. So you would like to come out of game one and say, wow, at least we found a game plan we think will work. I can't say I've done that. He's unbelievable.
I don't know who's been more faithful to their just being disciplined to the game. Like, Bron knows every scheme, knows every coach, knows every player. He knows players in college. You know what I'm saying? Like, when we talking about shit like this.
Probably the smartest player in our game, which you couple that with the experience that he has, the physical tools, the skill, the work ethic, it ends up equaling out to one of the most unstoppable players to ever play this game.
He can just he can explain this game forward and back.
He has a very high IQ, basketball IQ, right?
Wow. It's unbelievable. You talk about somebody to know the playbook, know where everybody's supposed to be, know the other teams, coaches, playbook, style of coaching, how his ball club's going to play. Like, Bron's one of them where you'll be like, we going into Philly tonight. And he'd be like, no, but they just hired their new defensive coach. But he was at Georgetown for 3 years, and I played for him one time at camp, and this is how they gonna play us. And you'd be like, what?
There's nobody at that height and size that can move that fast and also go through contact and still score. We've never seen it before. Right. And still make his teammates better. Right. So he's leading in so many different ways. He can score, he could defend, he can rebound, he can assist. We've never seen that at a guy that size and that fast and that strong. Right. But also, we forget, he's the smartest dude. Right. See, people, I keep telling people, his basketball IQ is so far above everybody else. He reads situations, he reads the game. Okay, I need to score now. Or let me get so-and-so involved. He could do it all. And I think at the end of the day, to pass two Lakers, you're on the Lakers. Right. And now you're going to pass me, and then eventually Kareem to be the all-time leading scorer? Wow. You got to give it to him.
Yeah. LeBron James is the first player that I've never seen another player that I can compare to. You know, there's always been 6, 8 guys who were super talented, who were terrific players, but they all weighed like 220, 30 pounds. I don't think we've ever had a guy, Tracy, Scottie Pippen, who are all guys 6'7", 6'8", great defenders, great scorers, very athletic. But LeBron outweighed those guys by 30 pounds. And we talk about it all the time, like, whoa, man, this is a freak of nature.
You know, he'll come in and, like, he won't say anything for a while, and then he'll see something and he'll just, like, stop it and start talking, and he talks exactly like a coach. He's like, well, if X2 comes over this block and then X5 flashes here to the paint, and the backside should be free. I'm like, Yeah, dude talks like he's been an NBA coach for like a decade already, and he's got a head coaching job. Just little stuff like that. Like, did y'all see the clip from the bubble where he stood up and he was like, "It's our ball."
It ain't our ball. It ain't our ball. It's our ball, ain't it? It's our ball.
The refs like made a mistake and like gave the ball on the baseline, gave it to the team, gave it to the other team, and they're going down the other way instead of our ball baseline out of bounds. I didn't realize it. Coaches didn't realize it. Like, nobody else realized it. And LeBron, you got the soundbite of him looking over. And he's like, "Isn't it our ball? Isn't it our ball?" And of course it was. You know, and they stopped the whole game and give us the ball back. Just little things like that. Like, I don't think his mind is ever not churning, not working.
Like, if you watch him play, he's always playing chess before he even puts his body into the game. His mind's there first. And when you're doing that, when you're playing chess and everybody else is playing checkers, you're always a step ahead. You can continue to just push the number out.
This man's mind is a stinking computer. We're playing in the playoffs. I think it was Detroit. He's calling out their substitution patterns. He goes, "Hey, in 2 minutes, they're bringing in Aaron Baines and they're taking this out. So let's go on a run. When Baines comes in, Chaney's going to come in. Boom, 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 boom." And I'm like, Eastern Conference Finals. This is a true story from a Toronto player, and I was there because he was guarding me. They come out of a timeout, and Kyle Lowry throws his hands up, whatever, and the guy goes, "Dang, I didn't see the call." Brown goes, "You're supposed to be in the corner, and then you're going to cut across. He's going to sit a down screen. You're going to come over. We're going to switch that, and then Kyle's going to have to play me one-on-one."
And I remember asking him this question when he was rookie. I said, "You play the game like you've been in the game for 10 years. You know, why is that?" He said, "Well, what I did growing up is I studied all of the older great players that came before, and I learned from watching those tapes." So he's a student of the game, and his basketball IQ is what I love the most.
Like, it's scary because there's times that he'll like be in a post up and he'll be like, "Shump, if he move, cut right behind him if he move." And he'll start his dribble. And everything he's saying, you just watch it happen. And the moment that man flinch, I'll sprint behind it, catch, dunk. And I'm, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm on the court. I'm just like, even I'm sitting there baffled. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hoop with the man. Like, he gonna do some stuff, but he can break, like you said, he can break it down. X4 did this, so I did this. Right. If X3 does this, there's no way he can recover to this. I don't even have to look over there. I know he's gonna be there. I can just throw it.
He's dominated this era of basketball that he's played in. And everything that he's learned, he's taught himself.
Right.
He hasn't had that
OG,
Bill Russell.
that OG.
He hasn't had that JoJo White or that OG to sit down and talk. He's been the guy, you know, which is, you know, head-wise, I mean.
Had to figure it out.
He's got to be a basketball savant, genius, just totally on another different level that, you know, arguably we haven't seen in this league. I mean, even when we talk about Jordan and Kareem.
The best strategy against guarding LeBron is try to limit his easy opportunities first. Transition, when he's out there running the lane or pushing full court, getting easy layups. You limit those points and you force him to take contested 2-point shots. You have your best chance of guarding him, but he's known he can make those tough shots also. There is a sense of helplessness. I mean, you're just like in the middle of his personal highlight tape is like when he's knocking down shots and he's in that zone. There's just pretty much nothing you can do about it. You know, you just pretty much have to accept that greatness is happening. I know the feeling.
Because he's getting slower, the athleticism is going down just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit. He has to think more. He has to play the game smarter, wiser. You know, so something most people had to do at like 31, 30. He's doing it now.
Right.
So instead of just using his brute strength like he was when he was younger, he has to be wiser now.
Yeah.
So I think, you know, this is like his best basketball. Like we're just overall.
You know, when he first came back, I was 22, 23. So I was just a young kid trying to help Cleveland patch up their relationship with him. I got drafted the year after. So when I came in, it was like, are you going to be better than LeBron? That was my first question when I got into Cleveland. So it was mixed emotions the whole time that we were competitors. And then when he came back as my teammate, you know what I mean? Came back to Cleveland. That's his home. I definitely feel like me learning from him helped accelerate my understanding of the game that we're in, the business that we're in, because I was watching him deal with it in front of the camera, off the camera, being LeBron James. That comes with its own responsibility. So not only was he teaching me off the court, but on the court, this man is a savant. He's a genius in terms of how he prepares, how he takes care of his body, how he treats his body, what he does every single day to be able to be at the top. You know what I mean? To stay at the top. And people want to see that man fail every minute of the day.
It's one thing to get to the top, it's another thing to stay there. Like I think what makes him great, his greatest attribute is his ability to do it again tomorrow. Like his ability to recover on a day-to-day basis it's out of this world. Like it's unbelievable. Yeah, I remember one game we played Utah, I think it was 1 or 2 overtimes, and the next morning he was in there. I came in early to get some treatment, and he was on the Versa climber, in his, spandex, no shirt on, like, busting out 30 minutes on the Versa climber, saying, I got to get ready for the playoffs. Like, I think his level of dedication to his body and his craft, I think people just see how big and strong he is, and it's I walk away from those years. It's one thing when you're playing against them, it's easy to get hater narratives in your head, but then when you're with him and you see his dedication to his craft, you see what he puts into it every single day. He is literally the first person there and the last person to leave every single day, and he's LeBron James.
I've seen this guy roll his ankle and come back and give you about 20 in the fourth quarter. I'm talking about a bad roll ankle, and I'm like, oh, he done. He come right back. I'm out 4 weeks with this roll ankle. He come right back, fourth quarter, scored 20. It was like when God made him, he was like, all right, I'm going to give you all this. I'm going to take everything, but I'm going to take one thing from it. I ain't going to give you no lining. But I'm going to give you everything else. That's why I tell bro, I'm like, he gave you everything. He gave him everything.
When me and him clicked in 2015, I had one of my best years. I was all NBA third team. Bron was like behind the scenes. What's his nickname that they call him? LeGM?
Bron started in 03. By 2005, Bron was the best player in the NBA.
Yeah.
In 2020, he was still the best player in the NBA. He was the best player in the NBA no matter what the game did. The game went from 2 slugs, like slow big man, to like a stretch 4 big man, to like back to 2 big man, to like big man.
You out there playing the phone.
Facts. And he's been the best, no matter what. When you look at the teams that Bron has carried to championship or carried to the finals, MJ didn't beat the greatest team ever assembled, nor did he run up against the greatest team ever assembled every year. You look at the skill set that Bron has. There's nobody that has ever played the game of basketball that can do what LeBron James does on a basketball court. Nobody.
Well, he's the most scrutinized athlete probably in the history of the world, given the amount of media these days. I thought it was just really cool watching him break through that wall, as Steve said. I mean, he had that moment this year where he broke through to the next level, not only because he got the ring, but the manner in which he did it. The Dallas series, a couple years ago, he struggled in the finals. This time, he totally dominated. And I just think about the maturity. You think back to his Cleveland days, pregame warm-ups, they're doing all the camera stuff, and, it was all fun. It started not being fun for him for a couple of years there. And then I think he just realized the only way that this is really fun at this level is to win, and he got it done.
I've said this before, not just now. I think he's had the most incredible career from an 18-year-old kid to come to the NBA, be one of the 5 or 10 greatest players, has never come close to getting into trouble. In today's society, I think it's amazing.
That's saying something.
Hell, congrats on being an all-time leading scorer in NBA history. It's even funny to just even say that, coming from where you come from, how hard you grinded for this long. It's been an inspiration since day one. Much love, and keep setting the bar high.
Because I've set out goals throughout my whole career. I wanted to be Rookie of the Year. I wanted to be an MVP in this league. I wanted to win championships, be an all-star. I wanted to lead the league in assists. I've never said I wanted to lead the league in scoring, or for sure never said I wanted to be the all-time leader in scoring. That's never been like a dream of mine.
James, a shot in history. LeBron stands alone.
I feel like that's what I can still do for any group of guys, for any franchise. I can go out there and still help win multiple championships or win a championship. So that's my mindset, but it's all about the mind. If my mind is sharp and I feel motivated to go out and prepare myself every single day, then you're not going to continue to play this game.